What is going on, everybody? It is BroncoJuggalo, and it is time for part 2 of Leprechaun, done in 1994 by director Rodman Flander, starring once again Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun. Now, as I said before, this is a different Leprechaun. As our final girl Bridget, we have Siobhan Durkin. As her boyfriend Cody, we have Charlie Heath. And as Uncle Morty, we have Sandy Barron. Now, he's a laugh riot. The working title for this movie was One Wedding and a Lot of Funerals. It has cameos by Clint Howard and Tony Cox, who you may remember from Bad Santa. Now, guys, the Leprechaun franchise, this one, number 2, has long time been one of my favorites. And it does go up and down and switch back and forth. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. Who knows? I did put this in my top 10 of all-time horror films, but honestly, part 1 could have went in there just as well. But since I only include 1 per franchise, I had to pick between 1, and at that time, it was part 2. So with that being said, I only have 1 con, and that is my favorite kill is a cutaway kill. It is the kill where this guy is trying to hit on Bridget, and she's not having any of it. She chases him off. He comes back because he thinks she's calling to him. Well, and she pulls open her shirt, pulls her tits out. He's putting his face in between, and it's 2 lawnmower blades. Then we cut to the shadows on the wall, and his face goes in, and the blood hits the wall. Personally, I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe they couldn't have done it. I don't know. I don't know why they did that one cutaway, but they did. So even though it is still my favorite kill because I love the concept of the kill, it is a cutaway kill, and that I do not like. I like that our cast consists of mostly unknown actors. They did the same thing in the first film, casting as a yet unknown Jennifer Aniston. Unfortunately, Bridget's career didn't go as far as hers did, but I still think that Bridget is probably the best looking girl for the final girls in the original films. But I think the entire cast did a good job. I love Uncle Morty. He is awesomely hilarious. He's had a long storied career in all kinds of different venues, including music and things like that. He even opened up the Coca Cabana once, which is fucking awesome. Once again, guys, Warwick Davis is boss in this movie. I fucking love him. I guess, though, he did say the only reason he returned for part 2 was for the paycheck, which kind of sucks, but at least he still did an awesome job and gave it his all. Now, by the time part 3 rolls around, he's pretty happy with the franchise. But we're going to get to that. I love the gore, guys. With the exception of my favorite kill, there's a lot of good gore in this movie. There's a great face-melting scene with steam. There's a scene where a leprechaun rips off the finger, where he pulls a tooth out of a guy's head. There is some good gore in this movie, and I do enjoy it a lot. Once again, just like in the first movie, we got great dialogue. Warwick Davis is on point with his one-liners and his jokes, and one of my favorites is Blended Canadian. The only whiskey is Irish whiskey. I love that. It's fucking awesome. I thought about doing this last night drunk, by the way. I thought it was fitting because he gets really drunk in the movie, but I decided not to and put it off till today, and it's probably a good idea. I like that they went with a different story in this one, with a different leprechaun who is 2,000 years old, not 600 like the other one, looking for a bride. And yes, in the trailer, they show Warwick Davis going, "I'm back." Well, that's just because they were trying to bring people into the theaters. That is all. Get over it. I like that they went with a different take, a different story. He was all about his gold, but he had a different agenda in this film, and I did like that a lot. I like that we get to see some ancient Ireland parts. I like that we get a different look to him. He has some different clothing for part of the movie. I really do enjoy this a lot. I like that they expand the mythology with the iron thing, which does make an appearance in a lot of the other films. Not just the iron, but they go into the leprechaun mythos once again, and we see that Morty is trying to get his 3 wishes. That really backfires on old Uncle Morty. He should not have been greedy. There's the lesson in this, kids. If you find a leprechaun, don't be greedy. It just might rip your head off or make something explode out of your stomach. I love how fun this movie is, guys. It picks up right where the other one left off with the fun atmosphere. It is still kind of dark, but it's dark in a good, fun way. I like that we have the go-kart of death too, as I like to call it. I like that we have the Leprechaun in the espresso bar. That's just funny. We have a drinking contest. That's a lot of fun. I just like this movie. It's a lot of fun. It's another great popcorn flick. And yes, I'm not afraid to admit, or ashamed to admit, that the Leprechaun is one of my favorite franchises. And this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite entry in the franchise. I love this movie. And last but not least, I have to go with the Leprechaun's death. Once again, they outdo themselves, and I love his death scene. I love how it's done visually. I love the effects of it. I love that he explodes into a million pieces, which looks really good, by the way. Very different from the melting, what do I want to call it? Maybe like Indiana Jones style thing they went with in the first movie, where he's all melty and gross looking. This was different, and I enjoyed it a lot. It added a bang to the ending. No pun intended. Overall, Leprechaun 2 is an awesome fucking movie. If you have not seen this movie, go and check it out. Check out the entire franchise. You will not be disappointed unless you got a stick up your ass, so whatever. Anyways, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying go and check out the Leprechaun movies. Check out my new Patreon. There's going to be a link to it in the description box below. If you want to sign up, the cheapest tier is $1. That ain't very much. And you get some cool stuff with that tier. Until next time, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.